Why I write, why I fight, why I move, why I light, why I sing, why I dance, why I slide, why I prance, why I sick'em, why I crash, why I blink, why I dash, why I slip, why I fall, why do I do this shit at all? Why do I sit up? Why do I get up? Why do I feel? Why do I hiccup? Why do I move it? Why do I do this? And why do I trip fall? And why do I choose it? This shit's over. I'm about to lose it. Turn the damn tape off. Don't ever use it. One of those mornings, alarm needs a snoozing. How do we take off and still keep losing?
You see, my thoughts is deeper than the deep end. Yeah, I don't swim, but my words will have you drowning in this ink. Words come to me as I blink, the smallest things I overthink. I write because my life is a story, and this story has chapters. Since I'm the author, I might skim through it a little faster. I'm too wise for my wisdom. I wrote a few lines for my vision. Speaking of writing, this the right decision. I know my poems sound like I'm writing a song. Speaking of writing, can I right my wrongs? I know my rights and where I belong. I like using metaphors and verbs. Is this wordplay or my playing with words? I can write to infinity because I don't see no end. Damn, that boy good when he touched that pen. The end.
Life isn't glistening gold that's gathered for you. We'd all love to live luxuriously and carefree, but you're playing the wrong game. Reality's really rough when you break it down, but it's what keeps us motivated. A game gives bonuses to those go-getters. People perceive poetry as being that perfect prize, yet poetry is not a luxury. Poets use poetry in order to hack the game and finally feel the freedom they've longed for.
Yo, battle rap is so crazy and hard. It's a war of wordplay, and you've got to keep your guard. How do they come up with all these puns? And why are there so many nicknames for guns? They say things like, hold on, let me show you this. They say, yo, I'm so backwards when it comes to this verse. I don't write in prose, I write in verse. Or how about this one? I'm so smart, I got a high IQ. Mess with my ex and my ex will strike you. Or how about this? I'm so multicultural it makes you mad. I got roller coaster heritage. I rep 6 Flags. The words are insane. And the performances are so fire. If I ever say it's boring, I'm a liar.
Thief as dream, the power of our love in my dream. Thief symbolizes the power of our love in my dream. Thief as a dream means that I don't have to fear from your love anymore. The power of thief that bite, chill is the same way I hold our relationship sturdy and secure. The thief in my dream give me the strength whenever you fall again. I promise to be your voice when you can't find the words to your own thought. I promise to always love you unconditionally. I promise to be your protector and your peace. I promise to always be here to you through sunny and stormy days because the thief make me feel like a warrior for our love.
This next piece is called The Muck and the Mire. Let's talk about the muck and the mire. I'm hot. That's probably because I'm stuck in the fire. You said I used to be a thief and a liar, but that's my past. I really used to get by. First day of class, I really used to get fly. I felt that secondhand when my friends used to get high. These are the memories that won't get deleted. For the right reasons, I remember when I cheated. I used to feel completed, but now I feel defeated. But now I'm focused on progression because I really learned my lesson. I hope you put me first now and no more second guessing. Now that I got you to listen, I'm graduating college. There's no better feeling than obtaining some knowledge. The people who ain't believing me, now they breaking their silence. I promise I could do for you the things that I promised. I know you probably can't believe what I'm texting. Well, I can switch the subject and still make it subjective. And when I see you, girl, just let me hit it like domestic, because I'm just trying to cuff you again like you arrested.
Our intercourse was a fuse. It blew fire. Dug right out our true desire. Each other. And nothing else in between. Strange, it feels like we're on the same team, but there's no playing here. No playing around. Our song and dance is simple, yes, it's simple in sound. The world is on fire, and it's peace that I've found. With you. No one else. You make me feel like I am the best on the shelf when I know that I'm not. Probably never will be. But what does it matter?
I'm thinking about all the things that I want to do to you right now. Where I want to put my hands, what positions I want to put you in, how I want to make you feel. I'm thinking about what I want to receive, the pleasure we create, the feel of your body, the taste of our love. I'm thinking about how badly I want us right now. Our intercourse is explosive, our passion is deep, our love is strong. I'm thinking about you and me. I cannot escape these thoughts. So how about we turn fantasy into reality?
In my eyes. After that split second of hope, a punch to the gut, sweeping the floor out from underneath me. You could do no wrong in my eyes before. But when my fears and anxieties manifest, like a flash of light turning night into day, I'm looking down on myself from outside my body, the poisonous feeling trickling down my arms and legs, clinging to the bones of trees outside in the whipping winds. I'm sleeping, and dread tattoos itself to the backs of my eyelids. I'm sleeping with my eyes open. I'm sleeping on the seafloor, but my heart is still beating. You could do no wrong in my eyes. Self-doubt is second nature. Certainly didn't make time to question it then, but it hurts to fake an air of normalcy. But you could do no wrong in my eyes. I'm sleeping and waiting for the day I wake up and it doesn't hurt anymore.
They say you feel a spark when you meet your twin flame. How else would we have grown into the forest fire we became? Inferno must start somewhere. The brush of a hand, a cautious smile, an invitation. All warm until they smolder red. I walked on hot coals just to follow you through the blaze. I watched you torch the home we built together. I never once called you an arsonist. But my feet are scorched, and my throat left dry from smoke, eyes weeping tears of gasoline for even a drop of rain in this hell. Your fire devoured me whole. All you've left is bitter ash. I only ask that you scatter me somewhere you haven't touched. Mourning a love that reminded me of my heart's existence through the ache of your abandonment. If my heart was a home, you condemned it. If I'd known you'd desert me, I would have set the house on fire with both of us in it. We'd burn together, ashes intermingled, bodies in the same pile of dust, not knowing whose hand is whose like it was in the beginning on white linen sheets. Instead, you tossed a match and ran for the hills, walls of flame singeing nothing more than the soles of your feet, cremating me without so much as a eulogy.
Luck on the edge of the abyss. What does it mean to celebrate the part of you that all the demean, disregard, disapprove of? It means to not focus on other people's opinion. It means to love on those part a little harder. Like, I love and taste my favorite ice cream. It's delicious. It means to celebrate me. Take time out for me, just like I take time to put on makeup. And that cute little dress. And those lashes, and wear those heels to meet my boo. Like on the edge of the abyss, it means to block off negative energy, sound from my ear. Just like I put my headphone on to block out the noises from the bus or tune out to the world. Let me play my favorite song and vibe with myself. Get into me and the things I love about myself. Baby, I am enough. This ain't no bluff. You can't shame me because you haven't walked in my shoes. I accept me for me. And now have the tools to look forward to the future. You want to disregard and ignore me. It's okay because you don't have the power to restore me. You disapprove of me. The thing I enjoy, I accept that everyone wants support me. So I throw you out like a case in a court because I'm my own backbone and support.
You told me two things that don't matter. One being, I love you, the other, I'm sorry. Everything you'd ever said had me lightheaded. drunk on the feeling of being someone special to you. Were you sober the whole time? You told me 2 things, and now I'm hungover, retching over a cluttered sink, bent at the waist you once held, grasping at the heaving throat you used to kiss, the hands you held, now clammy and shaking. Everything aches. You told me 2 lies. I loved you, and for that I am sorry.
One, two, three, 4. You singed my heart, my mind, my soul. Deep down in me, you left a hole over me. You got complete control, but I can't let you go. You got your optics, you got your options, you got your point of view. What's yours is mine, what's mine is yours. So what are you willing to lose? Can we just tighten a tie? Are you down to ride? 'Cause I got a full tank of canvas, it's all blank, and love on an empty supply. I want you, I need you. You got a hold and you need to know. You need to know. You singed my heart, my mind, my soul. Deep down in me, you left a hole over me. You got complete control, but I can't let you go. You singed my heart, my mind, my soul. Deep down in me, you left a hole over me. You got complete control, but I can't let you go.
I'm so glad that I'm a man on the spectrum, because I notice the little things. The way you adjust your pants and look like you're throwing a temper tantrum. Or how much inner joy your body brings. I notice the line of your back when I give you a hug. And sometimes I like to give it a rub. Up and down your back and the pleasure you can't snub. I notice that smile that I love. Or when a random part of your body gives mine a touch. Now to you that might not sound like much, but That one time you walked by and your butt brushed against my front, I screamed to the heavens up above. I notice when you say things that don't sound right, like, God, it's so tight, as you squeeze an 8-inch water bottle trying to get rid of the cat, and you make groans as sweat laps down your beautiful skin, and I'm like, crap. Or that one time I wanted to get home by like 7:05, and I was looking at the train, and I was like, well, that's a long ride. And then you said, you're a long ride.
He needs some milk.
That statement challenged me. It was certainly something I couldn't dodge. So now, on the outside, we're laughing, but the inside, I'm hard and you're wet like a slide at Great Wolf Lodge. This is not just sex hodgepodge. It's those little things that I just will never forget. And I mean, how can I help it when you're as beautiful as fine china? Like there was another time when you said, it hurts when you shave your arms. See, but now I'm thinking about your vagina and all your great charms. And again, I'm sitting there hard and you wet. It's those little things that I can never forget. Or that one time when, you sat on my lap and literally you called me your chair. And I was so surprised, all I could do was stare. As I was hard and you were wet. And it's just those little things I'll never forget.
Baby's first blackout. My phone is broken, and my knuckles are scraped, because I fought a bitch at 3 a.m. and went ape. My friend's lovely new neighbors decided to throw a glass bottle at our other friends. All of us at least 8 Bacardi shots deep. They really picked the wrong girls to harass on a West Philly street. There comes a time when the liquor's in your veins, and the person inhabiting your body is still you, but not really the same. See, my friend had just moved in to an apartment across the street, and these neighbors just moved into the apartment that my friend had just moved out of. The importance of this being, she knows the code to get in. You know, sad, simply taken accountability, simply apologized. I'm very anti-violence. I'm literally a vegetarian. I never even liked to drink before, and I definitely never hit anyone. They came out here bragging about being from South Philly and voting for Trump. Trying to start a political debate with us. He said, you're clearly a liberal. It's written all over your face. I said, bitch, I'm a fucking eco-Marxist, if anything. Maybe they let that racist shit slide in South Philly, but we don't do that here. What a strange coincidence how the bottles completely missed us. The only 2 white girls in attendance. I don't remember when it got physical. I've been sitting here since then desperately trying to remember what it is that they said, who started swinging. All I know is I called her boyfriend a piss baby that needs his diaper changed, and the other guy was holding me back. And the girl was crying as I hit her, and I laughed, and I asked her, oh, are you crying?
You know, there is something pretty cool about knowing business that isn't yours. How Aunt Cindy's love life can be discussed over prepping the steak for dinner, adding spice to more than one thing. Snarky laughs and stick to my honey like eardrums. I go to the kitchen to get a cookie, my ears perked up in interest. You know, no one expects a little girl to know all the grown folks' business. I could go on and on about aunts and uncles who having a baby and who's giving theirs up, cousins on corners, and the next family member that died. But Something cool about knowing business that isn't yours. Having sass and shade be the base of your knowledge. Being best friends with the house and keeping secrets that never leave the door.
It's every college student's favorite time of year. That's right, guys. Thanksgiving dinner. All I want is a slice of pumpkin pie. What do I get? I get interviewed like I'm the next biggest thing on CBS's 60 Minutes. Grandma, I hate to break it to you, but you're not Diane Sawyer. The yearly interrogation begins. So, you got a boyfriend? No, I'm just worrying about myself for now. Come on, you gotta think about settling down, honey. I mean, I'll just die if I don't have a couple little great grandbabies running around here in a few years. Grandma, I'm only 22. Ow. I was on my second husband by 22. Can somebody pass the yams? Now it's Aunt Karen's turn to play detective tonight. So, how's school? Now, I can answer that one of two ways. Just great, or the truth, which is, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life. And even you just bringing up school right now makes me want to yank my hair out. I'll settle for the former. Aw, how cute. Well, my little girl, all grown up, she just discovered the cure for mad cow disease. Isn't that great? What have you accomplished in your 4 years? Well, I've written this poem making fun of you. Sorry. Could someone pass the mashed potatoes again? Who'd y'all vote for? Crickets. This is the first time all night everyone's quiet. In a, how should I say, politically diverse family, there is no right answer. And if Uncle Bill's tacky red hat is of any indication, he's not gonna appreciate the truth. And to my tattooed blue-haired cousin, help! I think it's time for the pie. Yeah? Yes, ma'am. Attention shifts to our freshly baked dessert, and it looks like we're safe. At least until Christmas rolls around.
Good evening. Unfortunately, I found myself in the mouth of a dragon. Oh, how I wish I was still riding in my wagon, but the dragon snatched me up and swallowed me whole. But I found sadness in his breath, his fire glands cold. Honestly, it seemed like the dragon needed a shoulder, so I pried open his mouth by twisting his right molar. He spat me out emphatically and asked what was wrong with me, and I put my tiny human hand out and offered him some tea. The dragon's eyes swelled. He said that would be nice. A little sugar and honey was what he said would suffice. As we went back to get the tea that would make us wired, he rode on the back of my wagon because his dragon wings were tired. Right when I got home, I put every kettle that I had on, because a dragon's share of tea is a lot bigger and much more strong. It was going to take a lot of tea to swing this dragon's mood. 6 bowls, I reckon, and maybe some baked pastry food. Once the dragon had his fill of tea, he burped a flame of fire. He told me it was the best tea he ever had, and I profusely called him a liar. We giggled, the dragon and I, and had a couple of good laughs. I even fell off my seat after I had a couple too many drafts. But we both realized it was probably time to go. And the dragon stumbled and bumbled, but he put on a show. He spread out his wings, and every scale was beautiful. When the wind flew through them, it sounded like an amazing, enchanting musical. Right as he flew around the valley and cleared the bend, I heard him scream out in his dragon voice, "Thanks for the tea, my little friend." And that there is the story about how a dragon in my life became usual, and that you can make friends anywhere. I promise. It's doable.
The sounds of eking and crying, the pounds of freaking and lying, all this added to one equation, but what lies after the equal sign is boiling, like bubbling lava, burning everything in its path. The only sign of hope hovers in the sky, but for God's sake, even that is a blood moon. This mixture of zombie noises and silence makes my heart bleed, and yet they feed off of it. They smell it. As soon as the door to vulnerability opens, they're outside licking their lips like they've been starving for years. Like they haven't had a sip of normality in ages. But yet, every time I look into the dark sky, I see the light, and I'm finally filled with relief. The only issue is, the light is everything but calm. And that's what scares me.
Little girl, you do know you aren't supposed to act like that? Too loud, too queer, too sexy, too black. First it's mom, then the bullies, then the boyfriends, then the world. It almost seems as if I wasn't ever a little girl. Instantly born a woman with a shield for a body, a javelin for a tongue, with a drum for a voice. When they see me, they run. I was taught that black girls break down, but never in half. But when can I take my vest off? How many times do I have to die for my own cause? In the mouth of dragons, all they want to do is spit me out.
Unbroken, unsaddled, wading through the muck and the mire. Dark green algae is sticky on my knees as I try to avoid being sucked into the old habit's quicksand. I remember that I am compost in the sickly mud, where the bones of my previous life have become worm food, just like I always wanted. Stop digging and relax. Nothing is left for you there. Let the static and stale water make you drowsy from lack of oxygen. Grant the warm creature of your body entrance into the soft earth. There's no air here. Only the vegetation breathes, and the oppressive humidity blankets all sound, which my mind blissfully parrots, which is all I ever wanted. To quiet the high-volume, high-velocity train track of my consciousness. To sing like I'm bleeding. The animals are not tame here. They're all red glowing eyes and feral claws, and their anger and hatred doesn't go unnoticed, or unmatched for that matter. Over time, I learned to step carefully, especially in the water. But in my dreams, I belly flop into a pool of welcoming gators, and they embrace me in their smooth scales, submerging me and shrouding me in their thrashing.
A talk with God. How does a woman hold on her self-worth when so many want to disvalue her? I hold onto my self-worth because I was put on this earth to serve a purpose. I'm more certain that if I acknowledge God, He will direct my path. If you stand in His way, you will feel His wrath. God is powerful. God is love. With Him loving me, I'm a whole as a woman. I can feel it deep within my soul. I hold onto my self-worth because I'm a woman with flaws. I'm a woman with a past. I am a woman who made mistakes, but also I'm a woman who forgave herself. And because I know who I am. I refuse to let someone disvalue me because I have got trust. This is me, beautiful on the inside and out. I refuse to accept any hate and energy because the devil give me self-doubt. I'm a woman with flaws. I'm a woman with a past. I'm a woman who made mistake, but I'm also a woman who hold into her self-worth. God is my power to move forward. With the voice of God, I'm fearless.
Thank you, India Ari, for reminding me. No, I am not my hair. Yes, I am more than what you see. There are over 100,000 follicles of hair on my head, all manipulated and predefined, attempted to be demoralized. An image I'll never forget: Angela Davis in 1971, courthouse queen, strutting in with her afro, claiming her space. Too much power in admiring what's ours. Yes, my hair is big. Yes, it takes up space. No, you cannot imitate. Just stand back and appreciate. Because it was you who tried to make it straight. The chemicals and burns, relaxers and perms. You singed my scalp. And because of that, I couldn't grow it out.
Rust. If I said that the moon is the essence of pearl, plucked from the oyster without killing. If I said that the ocean is a female deity, charting and breathing and spitting. But the wind is a man who comes when least wanted and goes when most needed. If I said that my cycle is a red moon, and that I bleed when the moon is full, would you believe me when I said that the ocean is a very old woman, with blind white eyes and needle-sharp fangs, and the ability to reproduce the voice of every person who's ever drowned in her, driving humans to insanity with salinity in their brains? If you knew that the moon was the priestess of tides, who controls the ebb and the flow, would you question her influence on your own body, made up of 60% water? Would you question it if I told you all sea creatures worship the moon? If I said the moon is our ancestral home, filled with holiday cookie tins and baby photos, and the sense memory of your grandmother's sewing machine, would you let it heal you?
Little girl, I remember seeing you for the first time because I was you. And I know it feels good. The freedom dancing between your fingers like young lovers in their quarrel. I hear your giggles in my chest, and there is nothing more that I want than for you to not know what I know. But you will. The freedom wrapping around your fingers, clasping them together when you're in your first quarrel, and he tells you you are so beautiful for a black girl. You will then think the way that I do. You will understand that we are in a world that does not want us back. Melanated microaggressions that sink in your bloodstream as you grow. When this little girl becomes woman, they will want you to turn into a whisper. They will want to join your sisterhood with broken bantu knots and box braids. They will march with you in the same streets you can get killed in. I've died many times trying to protect us, trying to protect you and others like you. I've died for my own cause, plenty. But I want you to fight. You were ripped from my ribs, and I know you can be stronger than me. You are not a too full well of blood. You are my most wildest dream. that I keep on writing. You do not have to disappear to show the world your magic. You are not ever spoiling, but everlasting. You are more than 5 days on the news, 3 minutes at a Black Power slam. They hate black girls, paint the world with the most opaque onyx, tell them to hate everything, set fire to their beds. You are too powerful to just be the light that guides everyone else. I wonder if you will have to die for your own cause. Sometimes I wonder if you'll just I want you to do better than me. Sharpen your tongue and bare your teeth, girl. You are still worth a revolution, even if you quit.
Chaos. Being thrown into hell, yet we see real people's faces. This place is too much, and it sucks because I understand their fuss. The flames flicker as they bicker, but the bulb's batteries are burning out. Listen, guys, can you... He now knows no one's listening. So it's time to bring the shields out. Listen, ma'am, you need to... Bang! First the car lets out a sigh of defeat, and now it's the people on the street. They're done. They're tired. Now's the time to fire! Rubber bullets greet people with hostility. This is more than a probability. Today is a liability. As the dark clouds of sadness and disgust rise, the ones filled with lies aim at those who cry.
2020, we done witnessed too many tragedies. And this last election felt more like a parody. Black Lives Matter. Our true goal lies in our black family. You see, my cloudy days see more sunlight than rain and thunder. What a metaphor to use. Through the dark, I remain humble. Count all of your blessings, although you living in the struggle. How can our leader be the reason for depression? In this dark tunnel, I'm looking for light in the election. Choose the less out of the two evils is my suggestion. You see, I give answers, and that's without question. Our country can't remain hopeless. Right now, my main focus is remain focused. You can't want change if you ain't voting. You see, nothing changes if nothing changes. Our country is like a great big book with people on different pages. With all this madness, I'm like a doctor. I got a lot of patience. Like a noun, my thing is, I'm a person that been to places. We clearly in a different era. Right now, I can't even recognize myself. I need a different mirror.
"10 guns pointed in my face, and all I could think of was a race. Me versus the fat white man in the uniform. 4 years of varsity track and field, that's bet on me. I could smoke all 10 of them. But just as arrows and spears held no weight against the white men's muskets, my little brown legs were futile to the power of a bullet. 4 friends in a truck, hot boxing, beatboxing, catching a midnight vibe type of night when a police car rolled up on the right. But oblivious to us, a relief. It was time to move away from that block. We started the ignition, and the minute the truck lights turned on, a second and third police cruiser cornered us. In the blink of an eye, a sea of red, white, and blue blinded me. My ears perched at the sounds of guns clicking, preparing to fire. Click. This is it. This is how I'm going to die. Click. After busting my ass in school, trying so hard not to be a statistic, this is how I'm gonna go out. Click. And click. And 1 minute, I'm talking to my mom about my college dorm list, and the next minute, I'm begging a police officer not to fire his gun into my brains.
Put your hands up. Up!
My mother is going to lose her shit. The weed drops to the floor.
Yes or no? Do you have any weapons in the car? Yes or no?
He didn't need to yell it twice. If Simon Says was an Olympic sport in which Simon was the police, black people would get the gold medal every time.
Slowly exit the vehicle. Slowly. Slowly.
We opened the car door. 4 officers approached, handcuffs at the ready. We were pushed against the gate and probed from head to ass to toe. It was only after the probing that the 6 other police officers lowered their guns. How old are you? We went down the line. 19, 19, 18. I'm 17, I said, looking into his blue eyes, searching for empathy. Whose car is this? It was my friend's mother's car, and he said so, adding, I can call her if you want. Explosion.
You being smart with me, son? Don't you backtalk me. You better watch
The
your
officers
mouth.
ran the car plate number, and to their disappointment, we were telling the truth. You got a smart-ass mouth, but I'm gonna let you go. You remember this next time because I'm doing you
A favor.
What favor? The favor of sparing my life? The favor of reminding me why black and brown people can't go out at night? The favor of reminding me that you don't see us as humans. In fact, you don't see us at all. I'll never forget those blue eyes I saw that night. They looked right through me. No empathy, no reasoning, just empty. I saw those eyes again, standing in front of that line of police officers, chanting for George Floyd. I looked into those empty blue eyes again.
Silenced in life and death, matter then and now, crying here and later. This is what America does to you. If Breonna Taylor could talk, America would drown out her words. The cries and screams of color are painted white. Her light was taken in the dead of night, without reason, without cause, without consequences. America chooses to be deaf no matter how loud it gets. I've been yelling for 400 years, and you won't listen, won't accept, won't repent. You say it's my problem when it's really yours. I won't claim the gun in your hands. She deserves to be here right now. She deserves her happiness. She deserves her legacy, not the plague you sentence us with. This disease blinds you, mutes me, and kills us. How many more lives have to turn to nightmares before you realize this is the American dream? Not the house with the picket fence or the dog in the yard. It's the blood on the street and the violence in your existence. I've chosen to wake up from the dream, yet you can still kill me in my sleep. What must I do? What must I say? What must I become to be in America? Because words mean nothing and everything here. It's just a matter of who's talking.
How many more people have to die? How many more black families have to cry before our voices are heard? I'm tired of my people becoming names on shirts. Cops are killing black people before they even ask a question. And yet a white man with an AR-15 can just walk right past without question. A white murderer can be given fast food. And yet a black man can't even make it out the damn drive-thru. This is just painful to keep watching on the news. And crying is still all black families can do.
My next piece is called At the Edge of My Seat. I'm anxious. I'm nervous. I work so damn hard for this, don't I deserve it? I'm tired, feel worthless. I work so damn hard for this, isn't it worth it? My road to prosperity wasn't too perfect. This was about the journey, not the destination. See, getting done in 4 years was my estimation. Then that started to change each semester. I had to prove myself to each professor. The times I failed, wish I could've got an E for effort. Nonetheless, I learned how to commit. You see, every college student had a time where they wanted to quit. I was number 2 because I felt like shit. Don't get me started with the group projects. See, I was never a fan of the group concept. I remember nights when I couldn't even sleep. 11:59 approaching, I couldn't even eat. Plus I'm working from home, I couldn't even cheat. I guess things happen for the better. 6 years of college, what an experience to remember. Fast forward to 2020, I graduate this December. And when they mail me my degree, I'm gonna cherish this forever.
I had a friend once. She said, "Why do you keep beans on the stove?" It wasn't what she said, but how she said it. Her automatic assumption that I was in the wrong. In actuality, her limited American white perspective blinded her. I was too rich. Rich in my Afro-Latina international complexities, rich and authentic, blessed with perspective, awareness. People around the globe do not all live with refrigerators. And for the millionth time, I schooled her.
I stare at the reflection. What I saw made my eyes scream. Did you really say that? Why do you look upset? I thought you wanted this to happen. Yeah. I guess I did. I must be really funny because I'm kidding myself here all alone. I don't see a smile. Why did I say that? I loved her and left like that. And now I'm talking to glass. Can someone please save me from myself? Yet all I see is my reflection.
I bury the body of my old self in a swamp. As the dark ages drain away, emotion sits in the depths of distance, illuminated by the light of the world's destruction. Glorious ruination, becoming legendary tragedy. The lightning strikes the tower in sudden upheaval. The bear is left on the edge of the abyss. The iron curtain closes, there's the opportunity to start over. Sticky doldrum seeking friction in the snow. As the loneliness makes you restless. The wormhole anarchy of my tormented religion watches the murky midnight passing through the abyss. Glitter seeps out from the rift in the void, its magnetic pull like living in a vacuum. The clock disintegrates the darkness, purifying it with a white-pink luster.
As I sit here and reflect, I think about my dark times. I mean, what do I expect? I've seen a lot of hard times. I think it's time to progress. Excuse me for my dark lines. My life was a mess. I was only me part-time. Do you get the picture, or should I take the flash off? I said I was only me part-time, but now I took the mask off. Scary memories, my memories are scary. I do mind, but then I don't mind sharing. I should share more. I don't think I shared much. Maybe it was that heartbreak with Karen. I should care more. I don't think I cared much. I was careless, or was I careful? You know, Karen was a cheerleader, but she wasn't cheerful. P.S. I hope this was cheerful.
Ugly, stupid, talkative, very unattractive, retarded. And just when you think they're done, they're just getting started. A 0 out of 10 on the scale. Faggot, and bitch, embarrassment. When is it going to end? Their words are like sticks and stones that'll break other people's bones, but I still won't bend. They call me a 0 when they've got 0 real friends? These bullies are so see-through now. They're lonely. That's why they seek you out, because you're the only real person that they talk to. They're mean, but they don't mean to. It's just what happens, apparently, when you grow up in a bad family. So apparently, a parent was never present in their lives. So why does that mean that they get to ruin mine? Well, they tried. And I thank them for trying.
The pain of love. Your love brings pain in my life. Covering pain since I knew you has been harder than grief. I lost patience for you. Your love brings more tears than joy in my life. Love is a beautiful thing that people express from one and another. But your love is pain instead of feeling. The pain of love starts with tears. My tears are my way to show pain and emotion. Or to rather to be silent and to wake up. Keep the grief and the pain. The unconditional love and adoration is now in the past. It's only pain left now with you.
To be clean is to wash your kids in blood, clear from toxin, kissing them on their head and telling them you love them. You wish you could take back the time you picked a hit over your child. You think about if she will ever know how much you love what? Who? To be exercised is to be free of demons, the ones that look like your first boyfriend or your daddy when you guys sat alone in your room, the ones that straddle your shoulders like your little girl should. You think about the ghost that you are as you slip into your bliss, but how long will it last until you look in the mirror and see nothing? To be free is to look in the mirror for God and not in the sky, to feel your scars and know that they will never bleed again, to put down the needle and pick up the phone, to feel fear as the receiver rings, a voice that sounds like yours flitting in your ears. For once, a new thing to sink your craving into, messy limbs and tears make an embrace, tear-stained skin as you look in red eyes that match your own, a face that matches your own. Although she has your looks, you made sure she doesn't have your habits. You smile, for love is the most fatal drug. She is cleaner than you'll ever be.
Drugs, demons, better choices. All of their calls come from the same damn voices. If I were to scratch them up for scale, there would be no sin in the devil pale. But a better decision cannot be made if the decision before was an ace of spade, a run of cards for every man, straight to the top, the entire span. But not every genius can teach the class. Not every great actor is fit for the cast. When there's too many successes and not enough Rolls Royces, we're left with drugs, demons, and better choices.
My demons need drugs. Nothing shoved up my nose or shot through my veins, but my genie in a little orange bottle. My artificial happy. The little white pill who promises me a chance at normalcy. Doctor's orders? No, doctor's suggestion. Prescriptions lay on my dresser, left unfilled for months. I make excuses. I ask if there are other options, better choices, but perhaps this time, drugs are the answer.
Drugs, demons, and better choices. Drugs, pharmaceuticals or weed, social media or greed, Richard Nixon in 1971 or Kensington present day. Drugs, demons, and better choices. Demons. They live in my head. Do they live in yours? When you close your eyes, is it a pretty night sky or unwanted visions of unwanted things abruptly disrupting your peace of mind? Drugs, demons, and better choices. Better choices. To choose the better choice is to go back in time. The lessons learned, rewind.
Dama ragal danga ne bu ma la bàyyi naa toog ak yow yore nga ma toog ma foog ne nekk man ki nga bëgg la ma nekk ak yow sa àddina ma toog ndekete yow danga foog ne duma nitu dara mel ni man aw ma sens si àddina nga jël ma teg ma feneen mel ni comme duma nitu gàtt maybe ni ma la bëggee woon dafa bëri peut-être ni ma la bëggee woon ëppul wante li ma def du ma la ko baal li ma def wallaahi du ma la ko baal. You say don't be afraid. I'm here now and forever. You say I had your heart. You say it was love. And so I stay. I'm afraid even more than yesterday. Because you made me feel special. Like I was everything. And now I'm afraid because the real image of you is showing me like I was nothing. Like I was worthless. Like I was unwanted here. Maybe my love for you was too much. Or maybe it was not enough. J'ai peur. J'ai peur de ton amour. Tu as dit que tu m'aimais. Mais je vois le contraire. Tu as dit que je suis ici et je vais rester. Donc, j'ai attendu. Mais maintenant, c'est comme si j'ai peur pour notre amour. C'est comme si j'étais rien. C'est comme si tu m'aimais plus. Peut-être que je t'ai beaucoup aimé. Ou bien peut-être que l'amour que j'avais pour toi, c'était beaucoup.
My mother frowns as I tell her that my best friend is in the hospital after a suicide attempt. She only wipes my tears and says, I hope you don't get any ideas. I was about 8 when I had my first experience with a professional. I realized just how afraid she was of mental illness when she took me to a psychiatrist the next day. How I was a psychiatrist and not a therapist. How she burned holes into my hands while I filled out depression screenings every year after this. We talk about this as a bad summer. She sticks into the drawer, never to be touched again. I don't tell her I have anxiety, for it would only be another memory in the Ziploc bag, another joke with my trauma as the punchline that I am expected to laugh at. To be your mother's biggest fear is for her to never know your pain until you cry tears of crimson. Watch her play in the puddles that they leave and leave footprints along the floor of your body. To be your mother's biggest fear is to never address the elephant in the room. To know that your skin doesn't validate your sickness. To get used to rolled eyes and lip smacks. To only do black prize pieces when she is at attendance at slams. To let anxiety feast on your body until there's nothing but a sob. To watch her practice burial on something that has already died. But Mom, this is not a bad summer where we just talk about depression and get ice cream afterward. It's a year. It's a lifetime. Please know that I surpass all seasons. I am the grass that you have to cut every 2 weeks in the summertime, the windows that you have to change when it starts to feel like autumn. But I also am the blizzard in July, an amazing oxymoron. I am spring, I am spring, I am spring. I keep coming, I am the new day. The reason why flowers still grow in graveyards. I still am your little girl. I'm still teaching myself how to make you smile without making myself suffocate. I can't teach you how to heal me. I can't tell you what I never had the privilege to do. But I promise that you won't die as long as you don't kill me. Please know that even after what happens during the seasons, I still manage to make it around the sun. That even scares me.
The end is near. The revolution will not be televised. The world is on fire. And this will all be mine? Nah. 'Cause I just wanna party and bullshit. Party. I just wanna party and bullshit. Party. Ignore the noise. The end is yours. The world's a toy. 'Cause I just wanna party and bullshit. Party. I'm torn between being the change I want to see and letting the inevitable happen. I'm tired, I'm scared, I'm overwhelmed. But but you don't care. You look down upon me. I'm your predecessor, the next heir, and I'm expected to perform miracles. You will leave this world rotten and broken, and I'm supposed to grow a harvest here? I'm supposed to grow a harvest here. Then you get mad at me when I just wanna party and bullshit. Party, I just wanna party and bullshit. Party, ignore the noise, the end is yours, the world's a toy. 'Cause I just wanna party and bullshit. Party. I'm tired of putting out the fires you set. I'm tired of cleaning the blood you spilled. I'm tired of ending the wars you started. Forgive me for going a little crazy. We were both born into this world, I get that. You didn't make the rules, but you've kept them, and I'm reaping the consequences. I don't want your reality, I want fantasy. So don't feel some type of way when I just wanna party and bullshit. Party, I just wanna party and bullshit. Party, ignore the noise, the end is yours, the world's a toy. 'Cause I just wanna party and bullshit. Party. The end is near. The revolution will not be televised. The world is on fire. And this will all be mine? Nah. 'Cause I just wanna party.